Hey everybody, don't get anxious, get prepared. Your career engineer right here. Welcome to the replay. Thanks for watching live and later. We encourage you to be a part of this live broadcast where I'm going to go over a couple things. I mean, there's some topics I want to hit today, but I'm also here to answer your career questions. And all you have to do is comment live right here. We're broadcasting on LinkedIn, YouTube, and I believe Twitter today. So we're here with you live 12 noon every Monday to keep it real, keep it relevant to help you make Monday mornings better. Of course, you can find us everywhere. The ticker on the bottom now will let you know, tcenow.com. We're on the gram. We're on Clubhouse, y'all. I'm going to be hitting Clubhouse today on Monday at 1 o'clock talking about it's not who you know, it's who knows you. And then you're able to like actually network, but we're gonna have some more meat with it. But come find me on Clubhouse at Career Engineer on Clubhouse. So today, what we want to get into the conversation: are you ready for the new next? I have been, every week we put out a newsletter. And of course, it's loaded with information. I talk about it all the time. Make sure you subscribe, get your copy, subscribe.tcenow.com. But you can also get to our website and get that. But, we share not just job leads and all this kind of good stuff, but we're also looking at the trends and what's going on in the chatter that's happening in the career space. And with mass resignations going on, there was a report just came out. I'll be hitting this report next time I do a live show, but about the 21 best and worst places to find a job, and the mass exoduses, and what's happening, and employers not able to hiring people, and what's having the workforce to. I think we had the highest level of quits in the last 20 years for April. Like people are like, I am not doing this. I'm out, right? And what's happening, folks are like, well, why we want to get back to like it was. We want to get back to before. And my whole point is what you talking about? Because there's a new next. There's no normal. There's no back. Like the new normal, even. Is this a new normal? It's a next. We had this 15-month incubator or timeout or hibernation, whatever you want to call it, that just changed the way we think about career, life, and business, and the way we act on it, right? So my question to everyone here, whether now you could have an exclamation point for this or a question mark, but I mean, are you ready for the new next? Because we had time to get this going. So again, let's going to have a real conversation here about this, and your comments and questions, if they're live, it's great. You'll be part of the show. And of course, you can always put them on later and I will answer them. I'm really serious about responding to any comments or questions that folks share with me while we're live here or again later. We want to give you really valuable content here on the platform that you're watching from. So make sure you follow us and everything else. So here's the first thing that I'm going to say as your career engineer that I think is very important with wherever you are right now, like whatever you're doing now. Please understand, even though you're going to hear a lot of chatter on both sides, you cannot plow backwards. You can't. Let's use the farmers, the good old fashioned farmers, all those foods that we were freaking out about, the meat, the vegetables during COVID. Oh my God, I can't get my apples. Well, you know what? There's a guy or a gal who feeds us. And this is something they do all the time. They got to plow them fields. They might use technology. They might use good old fashioned some sweat equity, right? Their muscle and a hoe, and break that earth together so they can plant new seeds. But one thing that thing never does, it don't plow backwards. It's got to go forward. It's always going forward in order to plant new things, right? And they have variables to growth. There's weather, there's poor soil, there's weeds, there's animals that come and eat your harvest. All kind of variables can affect the growth, the new. But the key of the matter is they always plow all that work that they're doing to break up that earth so we can have some food in the future, some future food. It goes forward. It never goes back. I mean, in fact, I was watching a show the other day with my husband. We were watching television, and a horse. I mean, it's old. I'm love nostalgia television lately because it's just refreshing to look at stuff from the past to just remember when life was a little different. And this guy ran his horse up into the general store, and then and he went like this, and I'm like, and the horse is, I think we're backing up. And I said, can a horse go backwards? I think he was just steering it, but I didn't think, I mean, can horses walk backwards? Because most of, God's animals tend to always like run that way. So it was just interesting. So I had, We should never go backwards. You can't get to your new next going forward. I'm heavy hitting this because this is important for those of you who did all of this stuff, right? We did all of this stuff for 15 months. We upped the ante on our skills, on our temperament, on our stress, on our satisfaction, on family life, on health and fitness, on the way we think, the way we feel. We did a huge shift, like a shivot. Y'all know I'm all about that shivot. And we did all these incredible things in a shorter time span than we ever would have. It was a forced elevation, right? It was a forced partnership. It was a forced change. And you did it. You did stuff you would never have done. I mean, you would never have done all of that had it not been for COVID. You wouldn't have. So you did all of this great design. And now the atmosphere is different. There's been some ahas, right? So now things are, what do you do? Well, you can't go back. What are you going to do with all that good stuff you just learned? Well, all the skills and the new things you've learned and your temperament and your character building and all those things, you've got to go to the new next. That 15-month shivert prepped you for the new next. So how dare you even consider plowing backwards? Like, what are you going to do? Put all that stuff on the shelf? Nah, the things you've gone through in the last a year later and some more change, that's good stuff. Now you got to really put it into action and have it to help you increase your value, your visibility, and your income. So you have 15 months to get your shivot design on. Now it's time to activate it. But number 3, which is actually 3, could have been 1, but I think this is important. I was sharing with my network members this morning about again, we learned all this stuff. We have time at home to think and to goal set and to vision our life and all that kind of good stuff. I always ask the question, like, why do you do that? I'm just, okay, you're doing that thing, but why? What's the purpose of that? So a quick analogy is, for example, getting in shape, walking, right? I mean, I like to walk, but I can't, like, when I watch people who just walk to walk, I will say to my family and to my husband, I'm like, okay, I don't mind walking because we all need to get healthy because some of us have got the COVID-20. It happened. What are you going to do? But I can't walk just to walk. I don't know how to do that. And so all of you that do that, maybe you can give me some tips and tell me, okay, it's about your health and fitness. Yeah, I know that. But beyond that, now, if I need to go to the store to pick up some eggs or something, or to pick up, some lettuce, okay, all right, I'll walk to the store to get the lettuce and then to come back home with the lettuce, right? That I can do. The store can be 2 miles away. The store can be, 500 yards away. But there's a purpose in the walking, not just to walk in a circle over and over again. I guess someone will say, well, the purpose is to get the mileage in. Well, how about I got to go do something? Like, there's some meaning and some purpose in something, and then I do it. So my point is, that's my why. So now when I walk, I don't walk just to be going around the circle. I got to go somewhere. I have to go pick something up. Well, it's a nice day. Well, let me just put on the Skechers and get to stepping. You got to know your why for doing things. Just doing that because it's popular. It's in vogue right now. Everybody who's anybody is doing it. But what's your why for doing it? Because how do you build on doing stuff just because folk doing stuff? You feel me? So as we're going to our new next, you got to know your why of your new next. This is a new next for me. I never did as much content on a weekly basis as I had to during the 15 months of, us going through what we went through. And so now what do you do? Do you not do it this way? Well, let me go back to doing. No, I've had 365 days to shivot this thing. So I'm going to keep shivoting this thing in my new next. I mean, and it also meant that I don't do certain things I used to. I have had a replacement theory. I've had some things to supersede or usurp other habitual things perhaps I used to do. They may have been nice or whatever, but were they meaningful? Were they purposeful? Were they practical? Did it work? And since we had to make those quick decisions pretty quickly during COVID, because we had to deal with, okay, how am I going to make money? how I'm going to get the money in the house, how I'm going to be safe. Like we had to deal with that sense of urgency that put what our time factor was in a different perspective, which meant I only did things that really had an impact, which had me thinking, why am I doing things that don't have an impact, right? Why am I doing this thing here? Because someone said you should do it. Okay, but there was no impact, right? So it's given me a chance to really rethink those things. So as you move to your new next, so that's what's up. As you move to your new next, make sure you know these three things. Number one, you got to make sure you're not plowing back. So catch yourself, because this habit, oh, well, yeah, I used to do this that way. I used to move that camera from the left side to the right side, because that's just the way we always did it. But for 15 months, you didn't even need that camera. You did something else. Catch yourself on your moments of plowing back. And remember the 15 months that you've had to make your civet design. You've done some incredible stuff. Don't negate it. Don't put it on the shelf. Don't pack it away. Pull that thing out and use it to go to your new next. And it's more important, your whys and your why nots matter. Just have a reason for every move. You got to have a reason for every move. That's one thing that the game of chess does teach you guys. That I ain't got no problem with checkers, but the game of chess says, know why you make a move. Don't just move around on that board. There's a strategic reason for making your move. And that's what we have to do to get to our new next. So I want to thank all of you for being a part of us today. Again, make sure you visit us, TCE Now, everywhere. We're YouTube, we're LinkedIn, we're all that kind of great things. We're live 12 noon on Monday mornings. Well, Monday afternoon, technically. And we'd love to get your input. If you have a question or a comment for me, you can reach out to the platform. If we're connected on the platform that we're watching on, awesome. But send me a message, send me a comment. I'm happy to reach out and to help any way I can. So you guys have a fantastic week. Remember, don't get anxious, get prepared, and everything you do, okay, make sure that you know your why. Be blessed. Have a great week, and I will catch up soon.